Friends of HellHole Canyon Open Space Preserve is an organization that is all volunteer-based. We're a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to keep open space alive. My parents moved here in the 50s, so as you can imagine, it's quite a different place now than it was then. It was very quaint and very charming, and tons of open space. I was at an advantage growing up because I got to horseback ride and run free and have all day to just play outside and connect with nature. Even though as a child I didn't really know that's what I was doing, but as an adult and I moved to the city, I realized, wow, I'm very nature deprived. And so coming back to Valley Center to visit my family, I would start getting filled with nature again and feeling that wonderful feeling of connecting with the outdoors. But as time goes by, the land starts disappearing and the traffic starts to pick up, and I've seen a big change in Valley Center since the 60s. So one of my missions for being on the board was to help protect that open space and create that environment for children now. And I think a lot of children are nature deprived. And I think it's even a term that I must have heard somewhere where kids just don't get enough nature. And so one of my passions is making sure that that land doesn't disappear, because once it's gone for good, and that's it. Not to mention that we have a lot of native land around here and a lot of artifacts, and we're really looking for participation from the community and support.
We're here at the northwest corner of 400 acres that borders Rancho Huejito, the 23,000 acre land grant here in northern San Diego County. And we're actually here at an archaeological site, Native American. These morteros, or grinding holes, were used to process the seeds that grow in this area. There's a lot of them in this area, so it was obviously a good place to live and was inhabited actually for a long period of time. We're interested in this area because it forms a natural connection between the large Rancho Huejito area that goes all the way to the San Diego River Valley, and on the other side of this ridge goes to the HellHole Canyon Open Space Preserve. Up here you'll see the low point in this ridge forms a natural crossing point from the large Rancho Huejito land area and HellHole Canyon Open Space Preserve, which is 2,000 acres just on the other side of this ridge. HellHole Canyon connects to the San Luis Rey River Valley. This is a natural point for wildlife to move between the two large areas, and we're concerned because if this area was developed, it would really constrain the movement that is necessary for the viability of the species, for them to not become genetically isolated. This is also a very beautiful area. It shows all the seasonality of the chaparral. Most of the major species are represented here. I think that this represents a very cost-effective way to have a big impact on California's environment and preserving the species. I can't imagine a better legacy, so that generations of the future can come here like they go to Yosemite National Park and say, we are so glad that this is still here and that I can come and experience it. Because if we don't do like generations before in preserving those beautiful areas, they will be lost. I think what we're doing here is what I feel people that are passionate about the environment would do or are doing in each of their local areas, looking around and seeing what is important to be conserved, where is the wildlife, what is the wildlife's needs. And in order to develop in a responsible way, we have to keep these channels open, or else we'll essentially be creating a desert for ourselves instead of maintaining watershed, clean air, the plant life, and the wildlife that is so important to the Southern California character.
Friends of HellHole Canyon Open Space Preserve would like very much for people to get involved because, first of all, we need your support. It's very important to keep your eye on the prize, which is keeping open space and keep adding to our open space that we have. If we don't have people that are activists and acting out to preserve and save this land, all kinds of things can happen. Tract homes come in, developers come in, orange groves come in, and people say, well, what's wrong with that? But you know, that is destroying land and it'll never return to its original state. And we know now the importance of open space. We know how important it is to get outside and to be in the fresh air and connect with nature. We know now we're in the age of technology and people are losing that connection with nature. So to be able to come out into a place like this and see wildlife and see the native habitat and see native spots, native land, I think that's such a treasure and it needs to be cared for, and we're the caretakers. You know, you and I are caretakers of this land, so we need to really be serious about it, and we take it seriously, and we really need the contributions. We need support and we need the community to be aware of what's going on and to not just turn the other cheek and just say, okay, well, what can we do? It's progress, but we can do something. We're a grassroots organization and we've done a lot and we want to do more. And so we would love it if people would get involved and become activists. Get your checkbook out. come and join us. I feel like people want to be activists, and this is such an amazing cause. This is a great outlet for people to get involved with something and be active and,
Hold on, she has a bug on her forehead.
Okay. We're in nature, see? That's what happens when you're out in nature.
Exactly.